Sales just dropped 21% in Edmonton. Is the market finally breaking, or is this the best buying window right now? We're gonna figure it out in a second. As always, my name is Serhii Titovskyi. I'm a real estate agent in Edmonton and Greater Area. As always, there is gonna be a couple links in the description, my Zoom, and my personal website. There's gonna be also buyers and sellers guides, as always. And the very first thing that I wanna start with, that we didn't start before, is actually the Edmonton Real Estate Association, what they're saying about the month of December. It's not unusual for market activity to drop sharply at the end of the year as the holiday season takes hold. Nor it's unusual to see price negotiations favor buyers at this time of the year. However, detached homes and row townhouses performed particularly well during the final months of 2025, posting price growth of 2.3% and 2.6% respectively. By comparison, condo apartments prices declined 5.7% month over month and were the only property type to record a decrease compared to 2024. So that is what Board of Chairs of Edmonton saying about the month of December. I'm actually gonna make myself a little bit bigger right here. So as I just mentioned, we're going to be just looking at the city of Edmonton, and we're going to look at the average prices for all residentials. So that's 428. We see a slow increase month over month and year over year. So that basically all type of properties combined. That's the average price that they were selling for last month. And we still see increase in comparison with the last year. So that's not terrible. But let's break them down into the groups. So the average price for detached single family house is $552. It's 1% increase over the last month and almost 4% year over year. So that's pretty decent increase. The next one that took the first place in the grow year over year is going to be semi-detached. So that's basically duplexes. They grow only 0.7%, basically flat over the month of December, but year over year they almost 5%. Townhouses, they saw a 4.3% increase month over month, 2% year over year. So everything is still kind of in green, and everything grew, everything made some profit. The only type of property that actually decreased month over month and year over year was condos or apartments, 4.6% down month over month and 4.9% down year over year. So as I always tell all my clients, condos are not the best investment. They're hard to sell and they're not really increasing the price. And as you can see, this one you actually would lose money if you bought the condo last year and try to sell it this year. So next one, we're going to talk about new listings. I'm not surprised that we didn't see a whole bunch of new listings coming on the market in December itself. As you can see, we had 988 new listings in December. That is 38.8% decrease in comparison with last month. And that's pretty understandable. In December, we have Christmas and New Year. Those holidays people are used to spend with their families. So they're going somewhere else. They're not really looking into real estate. Mostly people who are selling real estate in December are those people who absolutely need to leave and need to move, like those ones who find a job in another city, province, and they need to move fast. Year over year, we came out almost flat, as you can see, 1.5% with 28,000 new listings that we got this year in 2025. Sales, I'm not surprised. We basically just almost did the current month listing in sales, 914 sales, that is minus 21% in comparison with last month. And we came out pretty strongly down in comparison with last year's sales. We had only 19,000 sales done, that is 13.2% less than it was last year. That is pretty big number. So what both of these listings and sales lead us to at the end of the year 2025 is us being at the inventory of 3,300 of homes still on the market right now, and us being a 3.7 month of inventory. As I mentioned in all my videos before, 3.7 month of inventory is an average for all the groups, so we're just going to need to break them down for property types, and then we're going to see in which favor that or another market is right now. But as an average, as a group, we are right now more in the buyer's market. I'm just gonna put myself a little bit up here as of right now for a second. And for the average days on the market, for monthly sales, as you're gonna see, we're roughly an average for like 5 days more in comparison with last year. So next one is the benchmark price. I'm gonna make myself here a little bit smaller. So as you're gonna see, the benchmark price, we were almost flat, but we'll still trajectory in 2.4% increase year over year. It's always good to see properties going up in the price, because when you're buying one of your biggest assets in your life, your house, your condo, your duplex, you want that to grow, not to decrease and lose your money. You want to make money at the end on that. So, going towards the numbers, benchmark price, as I said already, it's flat, but let's break it down towards some categories. So the benchmark price for single families is 508,000. So that's basically flat month over month, but it's still 4.2% year over year increase. Apartments, 191, flat month over the month, but it shows here 2.2% increase. Now let's break the difference, because on this slide it shows you that the benchmark price is increased 2.2% year over year, but on another statistics it shows us that average price for apartments is 4.9% down year over year. So what is the difference here? Average price is so that's basically the mathematical average of sales of apartments, right? What was their price in average? That was 194,000. Benchmark price of 191 is the average price for condo with basic attributes. Just to give you some examples, for example, benchmark price for single family houses 508. So what we're gonna get for this 508 is 3 bath, 2 bath, backyard, and fully finished basement, and double car garage. For condo, it's different. For townhouses, it's different. They're just an industry standard we're gonna get for that money. For example, for Honda, that's gonna be like 2 bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, with a parking lot, right? Something like that. That is the difference between benchmark price and average price. Townhouses dropped to 1.6% down, but they still see 4% increase year over year. Now let's go to the trend, to the graph itself, as I tried to make some predictions last time, and I was right when I was saying in November that we're probably going to see a slight decrease or almost flat going towards December. So as I mentioned, the benchmark price is flat right now, slight drop. What I would say, probably in January we're going to see maybe another 0.2, 0.5 up to 1% top going lower to maybe like 398, and then starting February we'll start seeing the increase towards the middle February, March, April, May, when we see the hottest month of the real estate. So, and to sum it up, I'm just gonna make myself a little bigger once again. December 2025 in Edmonton, we didn't see a huge crash over there, but we definitely saw a shift with a 3.7 month of inventory that gives leverage to the buyers, but it was pretty much predictable looking how the October and November was going. It's not surprised that we saw a huge decrease in sales as well, because it's December, that's pretty predictable. But those people who are looking at those numbers, who are looking at those videos, they have more leverage against others because they know when is the best time to make the move. So right now also what we saw, that the average price and the benchmark price are telling different stories, so you shouldn't judge by one number only. If you're buying, this can be a strong window to negotiate better terms depending on the property and type and the area that you're looking at. If you're selling, pricing and strategy matter more than ever right now, because buyers are more selective and they have more time to think about it. So if you want to break down about your specific case, don't hesitate to reach me out. There are going to be a couple ways of doing that. There's going to be my personal cell phone, email, Zoom consultation. Don't hesitate to give me a buzz and I'll be happy to assist you. And as always, my name is Serhii Titovskyi. I'm a real estate agent in Edmonton and Greater Area. See you in the next videos. Bye-bye.